I'm here with Anushka Fernando, the owner of PUG Cafe. I'm really excited to be speaking to today because the PUG Cafe has become a household name. It has opened up just last year and it's become so popular and widely loved by so many people here in Britain. So Anushka, can you talk to me a little bit about PUG Cafe? How did it come to life?
So PUG Cafe came about because I got Bertie from a young age, and he had, sadly he had something wrong with his spine, which meant that he needed to have a life-saving operation at 4 months old. And basically he missed out, because he had a very long rehabilitation, he missed out on those vital socialisation periods that puppies need, where they need to be exposed to many different scenarios, and Bertie missed out on that at 4 to 6 months. So we decided to set up our own meetup for pugs in our local hometown, Guildford, Surrey. And then one day, it was a bit cold outside, so we decided to take the meetup into a coffee shop. And we spoke to the coffee shop manager, and she said, yes, why don't you come next month? We'll make some cakes for the dogs, we'll serve puggacinos, and it'll be great. And that is where PUG Cafe was born.
That's amazing. It's lovely, the fact that it's like a home to pug lovers and pug owners here in the UK. And how did that kind of transform? What was that reaction like after the first time of opening it on the first run?
There was such a big hype for the first one, because it was the first one ever. People just love pugs, and everyone was so excited.
How could they not?
I know, it's so
Look
cute. So yeah, the reaction was just so positive, and everyone was just buzzing for it, and really, it was a really happy event. So
right, and after you opened up that first time, I know that you've opened up more around UK. So talk to me a little bit about what changed after opening it the first time, how it's developed after that.
So after the first one, because it had such positive feedback, we thought we have to do this again. Yeah. And so we went to Brighton, which was the second one, and then we went to London. Now that was the turning point. The London one was huge, and it was just incredible. We had hundreds, if not thousands, of people on a waiting list, and ever since that London one, it's just been an incredible journey. And we've been to Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Nottingham, and we're soon going to Scotland. So yeah,
that's amazing. And the PUG Cafe itself is open to not just pug owners but also pug lovers. So what's that like, you know, that sense of community with pug owners and pug lovers? What do you think, in your opinion, have you brought to the community in the UK?
I think just bringing like-minded people who just love these dogs regardless of whether they have a pug or not. But you know, they get many people and many children who love pugs, but sadly they can't have their own. And it really, the PUG Cafe brings people together, and you get so many people just talking to each other and petting each other's dogs and just having cuddles with each other's dogs and just getting to know each other, and it's really bringing the pug community together, I think.
So obviously choosing to open up a PUG Cafe because you have Bertie, but now you've just opened up the Dachshund Cafe, and that's an amazing change and development as well for the PUG Cafe. What is that like now that you've started a new breed of pop-ups?
So it's very exciting. We've been doing the PUG Cafe for several months now, since last May, and we got to the stage where we're very confident in what we do, and the events are just getting better and better, and we thought we wanted to spread the joy to other dog owners and dog lovers. And sausage dogs are very much like pugs. They're very sociable and they're extremely loved, and we had lots of sausage dog owners come to us saying, please can you do this cafe for us, just a one-off event. And so we thought, why not?
Wow. And what's the difference? I know that, you know, they're similar in the sense that they're dog breeds, but what is the difference that you've seen opening up now a new breed?
So they're both, I think it takes a little bit longer for the Dachshunds to kind of get used to the environment, but once they've settled in, they are just loving it just as much as pugs, really. But I would say pugs were a little bit more confident, and they just go in there like a wrecking ball, I'm here, I'm going to enjoy myself. Whereas the Daxies are a little bit more reserved at first, but we found at the first event they loved it just as much.
I'm curious to know, what has the reactions been in sense of, you know, it's opened up to not just owners but dog lovers. I know you were telling me that children are also welcome, which is great because children and dogs are like they're just a perfect match, and they're both such exciting beings. I'm interested to know, have you had those reactions of children or people that are scared of dogs or have allergies? What has that been like for that scope of audience?
So we have had many different stories from PUG Cafe, really positive stories of people that have actually been afraid of dogs, but then they've wanted to overcome, but they love, it's a strange one, whereas we've had someone who's afraid of dogs, but then has loved pugs from afar, but has always been too scared to kind of approach them.
That's amazing.
And we do have a lot of disabled children and adults who also come as well.
It's so great because I think what makes PUG Cafe so amazing is the fact that it's very unique in its kind. I mean, where else are you going to find a dog cafe or a pug cafe here in the UK? So you're providing those opportunities for kids and adults alike that have that fear or around that environment as much, and you're making that environment, which I think is amazing. And I myself, I'm a huge fan, and I'm so excited to come. And I'm interested to know, it's ever growing. How are you going to kind of to meet that huge demand that's increasing rapidly?
Good question. Me and my partner James, who I have to mention because he's very involved, we are just really trying our best to take it to as many cities as possible and spread that joy, and go back to cities as well when it's been really popular and people want us to come back. So we are just trying our best to fulfill the demand, keep going where we can do and doing what we can, really.
So what's great about PUG Cafe is that it is a pop-up cafe, and it's at different locations at different times throughout the year. But what made you choose to open it up as a pop-up instead of as a restaurant or a one-off event?
So mainly because the idea never started from, I never knew it was going to become this big ever. So it very much started from just a coffee morning. So it really started with just using someone else's coffee shop and having a meetup there, and then it grew, and then we found that the concept of actually using other cafes to transform it into PUG Cafe for 1 or 2 days, it really worked for us and it worked for the venue. And it's really nice because the venue, they get to be part of a really special event.
Right.
They get lots of local press, and we bring people to them and who might not necessarily have known of their cafe before, especially local people. And we just find it's mutually beneficial. But yeah, we do have ideas of opening up a permanent PUG Cafe.
That'd be amazing.
In London.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because there are so many pugs in London and so many tourists that message us asking us if we're in London and whether we're a permanent cafe. So it's definitely an avenue that we are looking into, but we'd need to make sure that it was still all about the dog.
I think also the fact that it's a pop-up is very intimate as well.
Exactly.
You kind of have that close-knit group of people, and it's very warm and comfortable. But you were saying, you have that idea to open up a restaurant, and I think that it can grow towards that because of the love and support that you are seeing right now already. I mean, it just started last year, so imagine the next few years what can be. And my last question, I'm really curious to know, what was Bertie's reaction after all this? I mean, I'm sure he must have been over the moon seeing this project take place.
He is loving it.
Yeah,
he
sure.
absolutely loves the events. He is in his element.
Right.
He loves other dogs and he loves sniffing and playing and just also having the treats, of course. So I would say he's living his best life possible right now.
And he's going to love the next few years because it's going to grow and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for PUG Cafe, and I'm excited to come to it myself. I'm really excited.